Hey, welcome back. Look at this guy. What? I'm sorry. They don't go in there. They go in here. What do you think you're doing? This man's unorganizing my chests. We're gonna continue working on this tower. You know what? No, we're gonna make a freaking roof. I've been putting it off long enough. Let's make a gosh dang roof. Give me all this copper. Give me my scaffolding. I don't think I talked about it last episode, so I'm going to talk about it now. This guy's putting them in the wrong chest. Oh shit, I don't want that. What? Stop doing that. It makes me want to hit you. Why do you keep putting them in the wrong chest? I'm so confused. Do they give up after searching like 5 chests? Look at him, he put it in there again. Whatever. I don't care, I'll go fix this mistake later. It's just like I'm at fucking work again. What's the point? Alright. Let's see if I remember how to make a roof. I want this to be... I want it to be 2 out here. That's already wrong. Sick. I was at work yesterday. As some of you may know. Did I turn all of them into stairs? I'm a little stupid for that. Okay. That's fine, actually. Let's just do it like this. Yeah. I have an idea. I don't know if this will actually look good, but... And then... Let's have it be like... Let's have it be... Boom. Boom. Ah! Scaffolding clutch? Is that the new clutch? Dude, get the YouTubers on this. I was at work the other day. And... That's not what I wanted. Nope. There we go. Nope. How do I... Cool. Scaffolding's kind of hard to use sometimes, you know? I was at work the other day. I'll start this sentence for the 3rd time now. That's how you do fucking commentary on YouTube. Babies are not allowed in my house. Your average YouTuber wouldn't feel that way. Sorry, your average Minecraft YouTuber wouldn't feel that way. Let's start this for the 4th time. I was at work. I was sitting there doing my job, my due diligence. Where were we on this? We went up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 was that. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is going to be that. Cool. And I'm just chilling out in our like expo area. For those of you who don't know what an expo is, get a job. No, I don't know if they might call it different things in different areas. So our expo is just like our kitchen area. I was hanging out there. Yes, Mango. I'm not getting up to feed you right now. It's not time to be fed. I'm sorry. And this lady walks back there. Now, customers aren't allowed in the kitchen. So this perplexed me. I was like, "Do you need help, miss?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm out there playing shuffleboard, and these random kids just like showed up. Oh, I do not need nearly this many stairs. It's fine. Actually, I'm going to need this many stairs. And she's like, these random kids showed up and just started like playing on the table that I'm playing at. Like 3 little kids. I don't know where their parents are. And they like threw one of the pucks at my kid's hand. And I was like, sure, I'll be right out. So I follow her out there and she's like, it's those 3. And I was like, cool. I walk up to the kids. Look at that guy. All copper armor. They know what they're doing. Way up down there. Oh, I was gonna loot him so that I could maybe get some copper armor. Some free copper armor. Anyways, I walk over to those kids. And I go, hey guys, where are your parents at? And they point in the restaurant. And I go, they're in the restaurant? And they're like, mm-hmm. And I go, okay, let's walk over there. And as I'm saying that, this bald man walks up to me. Now, here's the thing about bald men. I'm bald. So, when I see other bald men, they're normally really cool with me. Because they're like, you're also bald. Now, this man, somebody either pissed in his fucking cereal box, or, I don't know. You know, he has a level of self-hatred. Why did I throw that rotten flesh? I want that. He has a level of self-hatred to the point of where he hates other bald men. Which is, you know, quite possibly the case. Because a lot of bald men hate themselves for being bald. It's kind of sad, bro. Love yourself. Anyways, he walks up as I'm telling those kids, like, okay, let's go find your parents. And he goes, what's the problem? And I was like, I'm sorry? And he goes, what are you doing? And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you're talking to my kids. And I was like, oh, you're their dad? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, they're on this table and they're not supposed to be. And he goes, okay, so why are you talking to my kids? And I was like, well, because, and he cuts me off and he goes, because you should be talking to the adults, right? You should be talking to the parents, not the kids. Mango. Do not fight with other cats just because you're hungry. I'm going to kick you out of the room, and you're not going to like it. He can understand English. Don't worry. And so, he's like, you should talk to the parents, shouldn't you? Not the kids? Okay, listen, buddy. I'm going to need so much copper. Unless... No, I'm going to need a lot of copper. How do I want to do this? I guess I could... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I know how I want to do that. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't know where the parents were. And he was like, then you go find the parents. And I was like, that is the only reason why I was talking to your kids. Was so that I could find you. Because I'm going to tell you guys this. There's like... about, I don't know, let's say, just a rough estimate, like 400 people in the building. I'm not going to walk around to 400, hey, do you happen to, are you my mommy? You know, like, be serious. And the reality is, the guy was drunk. And I go, okay, and then he walks away. It's fine. End of the confrontation, right? I walk away. He walks away. The kids are not bothering that lady anymore. I don't got to deal with it. Except you would be wrong to think that. I walk away and I start talking to my coworker. And I'm talking to my coworker. You are such a little dumbass. You know that? What if I put your chest over here? Would you be more inclined to, like, not be a freaking dumbass about things? There you go, buddy. There you go. I'm gonna put these back in here because I'm a little upset with you. If we are being honest with each other, you're being bad at your job. I want another pickaxe so I could check my enchants on it and hope that I have fortune because that's the only thing I'm missing on my dime pick. Yeah. I walk away, I start talking to my coworker about it, because she was like, why was that guy yelling at you? And I'm like talking to her about it, and I was like, you know, it really wasn't a big deal. He's just drunk. He didn't know what he was doing. And then as I kind of finished off the conversation, don't blow up my crafting, but thank you. It's not crafting, it's enchanting. As I'm finishing off my conversation, this other man walks up. Completely different man than man number one. And he goes, "Hey man, is there a problem?" Listen. You don't walk up to somebody and go, "Is there a problem?" Because now you're ensuing a problem. And I go, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "Is there a problem?" And I said, are you talking about that whole thing that happened over at Shuffleboard? And he was like, "Yeah, why are you talking to my kids?" And I was like, "I'm not." And he's like, "Well, you were, so why were you talking to my kids?" And I explained the situation to him. And he goes, "Okay, so don't you think that you should talk to the parents?" And I'm like, "Bro, are we in what is going on? Why is everybody sipping on the stupid juice?" And he's like, "Shouldn't you be talking to the adults, not the kids?" And I was like, "The only reason why I was talking to the kids was to find the adults." Also, like, my brother in Christ, I'm not like some fucking random creep, like, trying to tell your kids to get into a van with me. I literally work here. Like, so the whole argument, and it's going to come up, the whole argument of, like, don't be talking to my kids, talk to the adults. Dude, I work here. I'm doing my job. I literally, half of my shifts are spent babysitting children. Like, go away. Just because you have some, like, perceived slight... And again, there's no reason to this. He was just drunk. I'm still allowed to be annoyed about it. And so he says all that, and I was like... Okay, well, like I said, you know, I was just trying to find the parents of the kids. I wasn't, like, interested in having a conversation with a bunch of 4-year-olds. I just didn't know where you guys were, and that's the only reason why I was speaking to them, because I figured that they would have information on where you were. And he goes, "Okay, but did you know where the parents were?" Buddy, oh. Huh? And I was like, "No, that's why I was talking to the kids, so that I could find out where the parents were." And he goes, "Okay, and now you know where the parents are." And I said, "Now I do, yes." And he goes, "So don't you think that it's smarter to talk to the parents other than the kids?" I don't need to explain why that's stupid. And I said, and at this point, I realized I'm getting nowhere with him. It's going to be back and forth. And at this point, he's raising his voice at me. He's getting kind of combative. And I thought to myself, you know what? This man is not interested in a single thing I have to say. He just wants to, like, go off on somebody and have some sort of, like, power trip so that he can feel like a big, strong man. And that's okay. I don't care. I don't have the ego of a guy to give a shit about feeling like a big, strong man to some drunk idiot. And so I just started saying, "Yes, sir." I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating. This man was ranting at me about this for 15 minutes straight. And every single time he would pause and, like, wait for me to respond, I would just go, "Yes, sir." And the entire time, and he's, like, stepped up to me. I'm not even kidding. This man is closer to me than my ex-girlfriend ever was. I thought he was going to kiss me. He's, like, 6 inches away from my face, and I didn't break eye contact once. Listen, you can act as macho as you want. I'm not breaking eye contact with you. I know nothing is more frustrating than having a man give you zero like responses to work with. Just say the most dry shit ever, "Yes, sir, yes, sir," and not break eye contact. It is the most frustrating thing ever, because it feels like you're dumping all of your frustrations into a brick fucking wall. And the "sir" no longer is respectful. It starts to feel extremely disrespectful. And so I'm standing there, and every single thing he says, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." And And he gets to a point where he goes, I don't know if you have kids. Do you have kids? No, listen, guys. I don't have kids. God forbid. How did you blow up? I don't have kids. God forbid I have kids. But you know what I said? I said, yes, sir. And he goes, this is the one time I switched up on him. He goes, would you want a stranger talking to or he says, would you be bothered by a stranger talking to your kids? And I said, no, sir. And he goes, really? You wouldn't be bothered if I just walked up and started talking to your kids? And I said, no, sir. I just kept staring him in the eyes, and he broke eye contact so many times. I could tell he was feeling so fucking flustered. Oh my god, I was getting under his skin with this. And he keeps going. He starts, and he's talking to himself in circles because he realized that he wasn't winning anything. So he keeps like reinstating what he already said, and I don't care, bro. I'm getting paid to stand here and do this. What are you doing? He brought it up 4 different times. And I wasted $500 here. My bad. Is that my fault that you wasted $500 at this establishment? It's not my fault. I didn't swipe your card. I didn't type in your PIN. I didn't spend my money. I didn't spend your money. I didn't spend anybody's fucking money. I'm making money. Doing this. Sitting here listening to you rant and bitch and moan about some made up problem. This peaceful ass music. With me venting about how stupid this guy is. And my coworker's standing there the entire time. She's standing next to me trying not to laugh because she knows that I'm like fucking with him. And it gets to a point where and the entire time he's talking to me, the man number one, the bald one, he was talking to our security guard about the same exact thing. He realized he wasn't getting anywhere with me, and that he was just getting more and more frustrated the more he tried to talk to me. And so he was like, well, I mean, like, do we have a problem? And I said, no, sir, you can just go home. And he said, well, I am. And, this has been a really bad experience. Really. It's been a bad experience, and you spent $500 on a bad experience? That must suck. You can go ahead and go home and reconcile with that. You know what I'm going to do when I get home? I'm going to have a fucking beer, make myself some dinner, and watch Markiplier. And I'm going to sit there and think about what a great time I'm having. I'm going to be like, this is awesome. I'm in my 20s, I live alone. And I get to sit here and drink a beer, watch Markiplier while eating some fucking, like, mac and cheese or some shit. Eating a ham, cheese, and lettuce sandwich with my favorite type of cheese. It's Colby Jack right now. Right now. It switches every couple of months. So he leaves. And and I'm walking over. And then he starts talking to the security guard. And he goes, hey man, is there a problem? I heard him say that. Like, as I'm standing next to the security guard, I hear him say that. And I immediately just walked away. And I talked to the security guard about it later. I was like, yo, what the hell, man? And he was like, they were just drunk fools. And I was like, I know. My security guard, he's like this dude in his 60s. He's a retired cop. He's just doing this for some extra money, And, yeah. I talked to the cop about, or the security guard after. And I was like, what was he telling you? And, he told me the same exact thing that guy was telling me. And he was like, I mean, you handled the situation great. You just stood there and you didn't entertain it. You were very unresponsive towards it while still being attentive to him so that he wouldn't get aggressive. He was like, if they get aggressive, you give me a flag, man. You give me a little, and I'll come over. And I was like, I know, man. I know you got my back. And he was like, yeah, man. He was there when, I don't think I had the YouTube channel at this point. There was like a fist fight at the store, and him and I were both there dealing with it when it happened. I'm not finding a lot of copper. I'm just walking in circles at this point. But yeah, I don't know. That guy was. I can't like really express how much he was just talking in circles, because if I were to recreate it, obviously it wouldn't be fun to watch. It would be really annoying to listen to. But it is just that. It was just the guy talking for 15 minutes about fucking nothing and just me being like, yes, sir. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna end the video right now. I'm gonna go run this stuff back, start smelting the copper, and I'm gonna go mine for more copper because I need a lot apparently. But I mean, that's just one of those things, and the reason why I want to tell this story, it's applicable in a lot of situations. It's applicable for me, especially in one of my family relationships. I have somebody in my family who argues with me all the time when I see them. Looks terrible. What do I need to change about that? I think it needs to jut out in front of the house a little bit. I had a design I really liked on the Creative World. It wasn't this exact house shape, but I was... Yeah, no, I think it just needs to jut out a little bit. And I'll probably have a couple of windows so it doesn't look like just a fucking wall. Which is exactly what it is. Are you doing this right? Are you putting them in the wrong chest? I can't tell. Oh my god, man. What is wrong with you? How do you do this? Oh, I need to get more coal. I need to get more coal. What are you doing up there? It's like having a freaking toddler. Get this shit out of here. Tired of you, Copper Golem. You're cute, but goddamn are you useless. Ugh. But there's somebody in my family that every time I see them, if you've ever watched Bob's Burgers, you'll understand the reference. There's a 15-minute rule. For me, it's an hour rule. For the show, it was 15 minutes because, you know, the show's only 15 minutes long. After an hour around this person, an argument ensues. Guaranteed, an argument ensues. Oh, he spins his head. That's sick. And they're never interested in changing their mind. No matter what I say, no matter what evidence I present, no matter how hard I try, they're just not interested in changing their mind. So arguing with them will get me nowhere. There is no point in arguing with them because it's just going to make them more angry with me. We're not going to get anywhere because they're not interested. Anytime you're about to get into an argument, ask yourself, is the other person, or you can even ask them, hello, are they willing to change their mind? If the answer is no, just stop. Don't engage. What I do is I will stand there and just not respond. And whenever they are waiting for a response or they ask for a response, I'll just say okay. Because that's all it is. They just want to be right. They're not interested in a like scholarly debate. They're not interested in having you expand their mind in any sort of way. They just want to be right. And you just say okay. And you might... Oh, I can't clutch in my fucking house because they're slabs. And you might be like, that's toxic. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is not advice for like if your partner is combative and unwilling to change their mind. That's a completely different conversation that you would have to have with them. This is for somebody in your life or somebody that you have to deal with momentarily that you don't care about maintaining a positive relationship with them. This is for people who are just argumentative with you and you're kind of stuck with them, such as a family member, a guest at work, you know, a problematic customer at work, a coworker even. You don't need to have a healthy, positive relationship with them. You just need to get through it. You just sit there and you go, okay. All right. And if they question, very few times people who are uninterested in having their minds changed will they actually even take notice to the fact that you're doing this. But if they do, on the off chance they do and they question it, they go, why aren't you saying anything? You just go, I just don't see a point in arguing. Now, they're going to get really mad about that. But they have no reasons to get mad. It's going to make them feel small. It's a power trip, right? It's really funny because the reason why you guys are arguing is because they want to have that power trip. They want to hold some sort of power over you, and you're not allowing them to do that. And so it gives you that little bit of a power trip. Again, not a healthy thing to do. Very toxic. Very toxic. But it stops you from having your blood pressure rise because of somebody else being, rude and argumentative with you. It's healthy for you. It's not healthy for the relationship. I cannot stress that enough. Anyways, that's the episode. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. We're trying to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. I know, ambitious. Not a lot of people have 100. All right, later.